Cowboys Sports Network.
Hello and welcome. Welcome everybody to the Come On In Sports Weekly Wrap. I'm Lawrence Foster, joining Dolph Jackson on this wonderful Sunday evening. Hope you're having a great Easter weekend with you and your loved ones. It is a great time to be here with the Come On In Sports Network. Cowboys is also going to be here. We're getting ready to hype up the NFL draft, which is just less than 3 weeks away. First round on a Thursday night. Love how that's a standalone thing. Dolph and Cowboy, welcome everybody to this Sunday night. Happy Easter to you, gentlemen.
Happy Easter to the entire Come On In Sports Network family, to all our subscribers and all those who are just scrolling by on this Easter Sunday afternoon. You stumbled across one of the best channels on all the social media, baby. Welcome on in. And listen, sit back, relax, put your feet up. We about to talk some NFL football.
Cowboy, welcome in. How we doing on this Easter, my man?
Hey man, I can't complain. I woke up. Any day I can wake up above ground. It's a day added to me. Seeing 56 years on this earth, man. I say, I'm looking for 56 years more. So if I can get that, I'm happy. And to see another day of draft coverage, man, I'm happy to be sitting here with you guys, man. I appreciate you guys having me on, and I look forward to getting this thing started. I mean, this is going to be an interesting draft, I think. I mean, very interesting. It's going to be a little something to look forward to. It's going to hit a little different this year.
Absolutely, and that leads us right into our topic of the day, which would be the draft. So our first topic here, we see on the screen there, thoughts on the first round. So Dolph, kick it off with you. Just what's your general consensus? Like, you see certain positions being hammered early, some like running back can be more than one. Like, what are your just initial thoughts as we enter the first round of the draft?
Well, like everyone, as far as running back goes in the first round, we already know it's Jeremiah Love. The question is, where does this young man fall? We hear this new trend, this foolish trend that goes around. You can't take a running back in the top 10. You can't take a running back with the number 1 overall pick. Last time I checked, it was about selecting the best football player for your team to improve your team. And if you're going off of just talent, Jeremiah Love is one of the most talented, if not most talented player in this draft. And he's not a quarterback. And let me just say this. Just because a player is a quarterback does not make him the most talented player in the draft, and I'm tired of hearing that. I love Fernando Mendoza, but stop it. He is not the most talented football player in the draft just because he's a quarterback. That's my spiel right now early, but I'm tired of hearing that.
Dolph's fired up 2 minutes into the show. This is going to be a great show. Cowboy, your initial thoughts on the first round?
I tell you what, Dolphins, he gets it started early. I mean, the energy is about as live as it's going to get already, I think. But I think this first round, it's going to be played like a chess match, so to speak. This is going to be the first time we got 4 or 5 teams with multiple picks. So you're going to see a whole lot of juggling and chess moves going on in this first round. It's going to be a little bit exciting to watch, I think. I'm going to be looking forward to it. But you're talking about a Christmas present in April for a lot of these teams. These teams that are not going to be able to make a move in first round may get a chance to do it. Like I said, multiple teams have 2 picks. And a team like the Raiders, I think, is going to come in and make this thing more like a chess match than a regular draft session.
And Coach Rock joining us here as well. Coach Rock, happy Easter to you. We're just getting started here on the wrap-up on our first edition of this Sunday night. So how you doing, Coach Rock? And your thoughts on the first round as we inch closer to it?
Coach, we can't hear you.
Coach can hear us. Coach Rock, are you with us?
Nah.
We'll wait while he gets that going then. But Dolph said it great. Well, that's a great segue to our first real topic. You mentioned how he's not the best player in the draft, and I think I'd agree with you there. But is he the only first-round quarterback? Cowboy, will start with you. Is Mendoza going to be the only signal caller taken in the first round, do you think?
I don't think. Like I said, I think this is going to be a very interesting first round. At the very top, I think all eyes will be on Mendoza, rightly so, with the first two teams. If I'm looking at this right, the first couple of teams are in need of quarterbacks. Let's see. Yeah, the first 2 or 3 teams are in need of quarterbacks. So I'm looking for Mendoza and Ty. What is his name over at Alabama?
Simpson.
Simpson be the first 2 quarterbacks to go off the board. But like I said, this thing can get very interesting and become a chess match as opposed to what a lot of what the teams needs. But that's what's going to make it interesting, because a lot of teams don't necessarily need a quarterback and just might gamble and wait till next season as well to get a quarterback. So Ty Young, Mendoza, I think they're going to be the first 2 quarterbacks come off the board.
Absolutely. And Coach Rock, I think we got you now. I see your mic's unmuted. Happy Easter to you. Your thoughts on Mendoza being the only quarterback in the first round? True or false on that one? We're still having issues there, so I'll just play off what you guys said. First of all, what Dolph said to begin the show with his passionate energy is 100% true. Mendoza is not the top player in the draft. It just happens to be the most important position. So Mendoza is going to be the first pick, but like you said, is someone going to be desperate enough to go get a Simpson later in the first round? Who knows? I think we got Coach Rock now.
You can hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you now. There you go.
Oh,
man,
cool.
got it right.
Happy
Cool.
Easter.
Cool.
So, Coach Rock, happy Easter to you. We're talking about first-round quarterbacks. Mendoza obviously probably going to be the first pick, but what are your thoughts on the rest of the class? Is he going to be the only one that lands in the first round?
I think he probably will be, but I'm still intrigued by the kid from LSU, man. He was hurt. This quarterback class here, I'm not sure about any of them, really, to be honest with you. None of them really stick out to say, this is the quarterback I want to take in the first round. This is the quarterback that I want to lead my franchise. So I'm the verdict out on all these quarterbacks.
Yeah, and I agree with you there, Coach Rock, that Nussmeier, you think about where he was a year ago in this process, everyone was thinking, man, he's going to be the top pick coming out. So a team and maybe in the top of the second round might be able to get a good project there. And you saw this past year, just because you're not in the first round doesn't mean you can't be successful. What was Tyler Shuck for you, Dolph? Was he second, third round?
Second round.
Yeah, so I mean, and he played really well. So it can happen. You get in the right spot. Maybe he'll be disappointed he doesn't go in the first round. But for a quarterback, I think where you go is way more important than when you go. If you're going to be on if you get drafted to the Jets, best of luck. We'll see you on your second contract with a different team. But yeah, and Coach said it's going to be interesting because generally, what drives every draft? It's the quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think kind of leads us to our next topic of these teams with 2 first best quarterbacks in the draft. Dolph already said quarterback isn't the best. So, Coach, we'll go with you. Who are some of these players that will drive action in non-quarterbacks in the first round?
Oh man, I love the cornerback from LSU. I really love that kid. I love both of the defensive ends coming out of Miami. My sleeper pick in this draft, I don't know where he's going to fall, but it's the receiver from LSU, man. The kid, what's the kid? He played.
Anderson?
He played. No, not Anderson. He played at Zachary, man. He oh man, what's the kid name, bro? He actually dates Flage. What's the kid name, man? He fell in a doghouse with Brian Kelly, and Kelly just dogged him out, and he went into I think the senior board or whatever, and looked good, bro. I gotta look him up.
I can't help you. I don't know who it is, but
I can't help him there either.
I know who the top is: Makai Lemon, KC, Concepcion, Denzel Boston. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up for you, Coach.
But while we're doing that, Coach, I'm sorry, Cowboy. Who are some players you're thinking about that are going to be the impact guys that are non-quarterback positions taken in the first round?
And that's just it. That's what I'm looking for, these non-quarterback positions to take the headlines. Because normally you look for who's that top quarterback that's going to come in and lead the franchise possibly into the future. But this blue chip class now, man, is all about the defense now. There's two players that I look to stand out and that I'm looking forward to. Ruben Bain out of Miami Hurricanes. I'm kind of partial to him, and he's on my favorite team. So I'm looking to see where he goes. He's considered to be one of the premier defensive prospects in this draft. Dominant season he had last year. I mean, he has one limited aspect that everybody like to talk about, and that's his short arms. He even gained the name T-Rex now. So I don't know where that come from. With 9.5 sacks and 71 pressures, I give me T-Rex all day long. But the other player is Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon. This kid here is, lights out. Every play, he don't take no plays off. So I'm looking to see where he goes. I'm hoping that he can land with the Falcons for more than one reason. But I'll take either one of these players in the draft, and it's going to be real interesting to see how either one of these players. And let me just say this too: in my opinion, these are the two most guys that are plug and play day one in this draft. You talking about generational talent, both of these guys, and I'm saying that for both of these guys. Both these guys did since high school was winning on this level in the game of football since the day they picked up that football. So I'm looking for both of these guys to come in and make a name for themselves. When I think of these two guys, I'm thinking names of like Ray Lewis, of people who make an impact on the game. These two guys are my pick for the non-quarterback positions, and hopefully these guys land somewhere in the NFC South.
Chris Hilton was the kid, bro. Chris Hilton Jr.
There we go.
Okay.
And I like what Cowboys said there, Dolph. I've heard it listening to Moving the Chains recently. Gold jacket material, like is what they call them.
Yeah.
I like that. Dolph, your top players heading into the draft.
Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
Caleb Downs, Ruben Banks, Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
Those are my top three. I'm gonna tell you right now. There is not a wide receiver that is deserving of being selected in the top 10.
Yeah.
Cornell Tate he's a very good receiver.
Yeah.
He has never, ever been the number one receiver. Oh, what does that matter? It matters.
Yeah.
He has never had 1,000-yard season to my regular. Yeah. If I'm wrong, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there is no Jamal Chase, Justin Jefferson. There's no T-Mac in this draft.
Yeah.
There's not. This is a deep wide receiver class, and not one, but I predict 3 to 4 star players from this draft become stars in their NFL careers, and they won't be 75% of them won't be selected in the first round that become stars.
Yeah.
But to me, Caleb Downs, when you talk about plug and play, he is straight plug and play. You don't start at Alabama as a freshman. Yeah. As a true freshman. He's been that dude since he stepped on campus, Alabama, Ohio State. He just makes plays, and to me, I love how, well, you know how we got to be careful with all these rumors now that because everybody's lying. Every team is lying, trying to get players pushed down the board to them that would normally go higher. If your team is in need of secondary help and Caleb Downs is on the board and you overlook Caleb Downs because of some hearsay, you will regret that. I believe this young man, as I say, is a day one starter. I believe if he stays healthy, I believe this young man does have the necessary traits to possibly be mentioned one day for that gold jacket. But yeah, Caleb Downs, Jeremiah Love, Ruben Baines, and I'm with Coach too. Ruben Baines, running mate at Miami. I think he's been highly underrated in this draft also.
For sure.
And
yeah, I agree. One thing I look for players too that don't necessarily break the conversation, right? You're looking for players that has a huge upside for what you need in your system. You know, a lot of people like to go what's being talked about or who's being talked about in the big media. I don't like to do that. I actually like to look for those guys that we can steal in the draft, those guys that you don't talk about. These guys don't necessarily blow the roof off in the combine, but you know that they are great athletes. You watch them through the season do things that are already being done on the NFL level. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily look for the guys that you know break the rules, so to speak, or break the market when it comes to social media. But these guys here, you see them that don't take plays off. You see that they execute time and time again. When you look at their highlight reel, it's not just 30 minutes. You're looking at hours of tape on these guys. You know, they consistently put out good tape. And, you know, these are guys that I look at. Arvell Reese, Jeremiah Love, like you said, Caleb Downs, Carnell Tate. These guys that don't necessarily, let's say, blow the roof off the combine. Those who I like to look at.
Right.
And I think it leads well into like maybe a topic we didn't discuss ahead of time, but we talked about enough. Caleb Downs, you just talked about Love out of the running back from Notre Dame. Coach, I ask you the question. Those are traditionally in the last 5 to 10 years positions that aren't drafted high, but they're very clearly two of the best players in the draft talent-wise. Do you see any sort of slide from them just because they're not in what most consider to be premier positions, or will their talent override that and they'll go where their talent says they should?
I think it really depends on the team need, the situation and the team needs, and then you look at the talent. So with me, it depends on what my team need is at that pick, and then I'm going, you know, with the best talent for that need for my team.
Dolph, your thoughts? Like, do you think their positions are going to hurt them, or will they still get drafted where they should if they played a more premier position?
Can you repeat the question so I can give the proper answer?
We just talked about the Love, the running back from Notre Dame, Downs, a safety. Generally, two positions that aren't drafted really high the last 5 to 10 years, but they're clearly two of the best players in the draft. Do you think their positions are going to hurt their draft stock, or will they rise above it and be taken in the top 5 like they should?
Bad organizations, bad run organization, habitual losers will overlook them because of their position and say, I can't draft from there because the so-called experts say it doesn't make sense. It's not good value. As I stated when we started this show, you select good football players. Caleb Downs, Jeremiah Love are good football players. Hell, Jeremiah Love can change a team's overall offense the same way that kid in Atlanta and Cowboy know who I'm talking about, the same way he has changed the Falcons offense. Yeah. Listen, he to me can be that special from day one. And listen, if I'm Tennessee and he's on the board, you got to give your young quarterback some help. You give him a dynamic running back, the defense now has to respect the running game. That opens up play action. That helps getting tight ends down the seam, getting receivers behind the defense. So if I'm Tennessee, I'm taking them. If I'm the Jets, I'm taking him. Hell, if he's on the clock at number 8, the Saints better take him. Unless Caleb Downs is there. And I want Caleb Downs because I think he's the most glaring need. But that's where I'm at with that.
Anything to add to those thoughts, Cowboy?
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing about the NFL draft on day one, right? Teams typically like to go with this best player available thing. But I think this year is going to hit a whole lot different because a lot of teams are really not just looking to improve, but also build for the future and build a franchise. But I think a lot of teams now are going to be looking at who's going to be actually available that's going to improve their system. You know, who's actually going to take their team into the future as opposed to looking for draft capital or having an asset on their team. If any team falls on a player like Jeremiah Love, you talking about? I'm looking for like complete athletes, right? Not just somebody who can just run the ball. You talking about a complete athlete that can do something to your offense. Jeremiah Love is one of those players. He can run, catch, block. He do it all. So a team that's looking for a Jeremiah Love, they'll do themselves a disservice by not just not picking this guy, but not looking forward to what their team actually need, like Coach Brock was just talking about.
Absolutely. All right, and now we're going to doubling up. We have 5 teams that have 2 first-round picks. We've already kind of determined quarterbacks aren't going to drive the draft. So these 5 teams are going to be the ones that drive it. We got the Jets, Browns, Cowboys, Dolphins, and it should say Chiefs, not Ravens. We'll start with you, Coach, since your team has 2 picks. What do you see the Chiefs doing with their 2 first-round picks?
Man, I'm hoping one of them is a cornerback, something in the secondary. I'm praying to God something in the secondary. And the other one I'm hoping is help on the offensive line. We need some offensive line help, man. So that's what I'm hoping. Secondary help and O-line help. We got the running back from Seattle, so he can't run if he ain't got no blocking. So,
and do you?
We didn't get a running back.
Who?
We didn't get a running back, Coach.
Kansas City signed your boy.
Coach, I'm messing with you. I thought you might have came back to the Falcons side.
No, man, y'all so confused. Y'all got 2 half of quarterbacks, both of them left-handed. You got to put both of their bodies together to get a whole body. Y'all in trouble.
You've never heard of the saying 2 lefts make a right?
There we go.
I hope you're right, because one up top ain't right, and the other one at the bottom ain't right.
It's all a means to an end. It's all a means to an end. I think both of those guys are buying their time here in Atlanta. I don't think neither one of them is like looking for
everybody fired in Atlanta again, man.
Yeah. we building, so we'll be all right.
Oh my God!
But remind me who your team is, Coach. You got Dallas Cowboys,
the Kansas City Chiefs, man. KC.
Oh, Kansas City Chiefs got 2 picks this round.
Chiefs got 2.
Kansas
City.
Yeah, they got 2 picks.
Okay.
2 picks.
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't make the playoffs.
Oh.
Had to throw one in there on your coach.
Oh.
Yeah, he tried to sneak it in, but I ate my oatmeal already. I had some oatmeal if I can on. I'm good. Had me I'm good.
Dolph, which one of these 5 teams stands out to you having 2 first-round picks? Which one do you think is going to have the biggest impact in the draft and moving forward into the season?
Well, the one who can have the biggest impact in the season, if the draft goes, if they have a good draft because of the talent that they have, is the Dallas Cowboys. You might not like them, but offensively, they got everything. Now, they could stand to upgrade the running game. I know they re-signed Williams, but still last season, they still kind of struggled on the ground last season. Last year, they EPA with their running backs, they posted a near 0 in EPA with just a 43.5% success rate on rushing plays during the season. Now, as a unit, they rushed for 1,786 yards, 16 touchdowns, and averaged 4.66 4.6 yards a carry, and they added 308 yards receiving with 3 touchdowns. But this group barely contributed anything positively to the offense. When the EPA per play, essentially it broke even. So you take Williams out the scenario last year, that running game significantly dropped. They re-signed him. I think they need to pick up a running back in this draft. Because let's face it, today in the NFL, it's a committee. I mean, even with B. John Robinson, I mean, even with Christian McCaffrey, you look in Baltimore with Derrick Henry, you got to have that other back. It can't just be that one back, ground and pound with that one back, because it comes down to nutrition. And listen, we about to go to 18 games probably next year. This league will be going to 18 games. It will help in preseason, because that means we only have to watch 2 preseason games. But what they would do, also kind of getting on topic, when they do go to 18 games, that would kind of bring back, I don't know if y'all remember this, but when in training camp, when they used to have the scrimmage and teams used to scrimmage each other in the preseason, I think that's going to come back to kind of replace one of those preseason games. But yeah, to answer your question, I think the Cowboys are a team to watch, especially on defense. If they can bolster that secondary on defense and another running back, and of course keep Dak Prescott healthy, I think the Cowboys can make some noise this season.
What a wonderful segue to bring us to Cowboy. Cowboy, your thoughts on the 5 teams that have 2 first-round picks? Any one of them stand out to you? Do you see any of them like packaging up to maybe get one of like a downs up higher in the draft? Like, what do you see happening with these teams?
The one team that I'm looking at outside of the Cowboys will be the Raiders. They've already got a pretty thing going on over there. They've brought in a lot of players to help bolster their offense up, and I think they're going to actually have the queen on this chessboard. But typically in the past, the Raiders go out and hit this thing. I mean, in the past, they have not made good decisions on first round picks. So they really, really have to nail this thing down for them to continue to grow with that program. With the head, they got a brand new head coach, brand new quarterback, a brand new general manager. So I mean, things are looking up. They do have a great core of players over there to build upon. But like I said, in the past, they have not typically picked very well in the first round since 2002. Up until date, I think the last player that they have that you can really say that they really that they really hit on is Brock Bowers. So they have some what's the running back name? Ginty. So I mean, they have a great core of players to build around. But 2002, they hit Napoleon Harris when they could have had Ed Reed. 2004, they picked Robert Gallery. They could have had Larry Fitzgerald. 2005, they picked Fabian Washington when they could have had Aaron Rodgers. 2007, everybody knows Jamarcus Russell. They could have had Calvin Johnson. And then in 2010, they traded away their pick and they lost out on Ron Gronkowski. So this year, they really have to hit it if they want to continue to be a factor over on the west side and continue to grow into the future. I'm looking for them to pick up a defensive player that could add to that defense, and I'm hoping that it's not Ruben Bain, but I'm pretty sure that they'll keep adding to that little core of people that they have going on over there.
Hey, you know what? I'm a co-sign that, man. I like that Cowboy. When you look at them bringing in Nakobe Dean, Quay Walker, and hell, they brought in Tyler Linderbaum at center, and they just signed the third richest quarterback in the history of the National Football League, and Kirk Cousins. 99.9% of this man's contracts have been guaranteed. Whoever his agent is, everybody should be running to sign with him, because this man continues to make money. I know a lot of people saw him sign that contract and went crazy. It's basically a 1-year, $20 million contract that he's signing with the Raiders. But yeah, I love the moves that the Raiders are making. And again, all these moves, they look good on paper. The thing is, can you take what's on paper, form that into a team, and take that team on into the season and become a cohesive unit and just play good football week in and week out.
Absolutely.
And I look at these 5 teams that have 2 first-round picks, and I see a lot of offense being pushed down the board because when I look at the Jets, the Cowboys, the Dolphins, and the Chiefs, I think defense when I think of what these teams need. The Chiefs lost a lot of their secondary, and they need pass rush help. Chris Jones can't do it all. The Dolphins, I don't even know who they have on defense anymore. The Jets, Aaron Glenn, they had no interceptions last year. Aaron Glenn, a defensive guy, a former defensive back, that doesn't sit well with him. The Browns are the only team that I could see just leaning into the offense out of these 5 teams. But when I look at the rest of them, I just see teams that are going to take 2 defenders, kind of like what the Falcons did last year when they took both of those edge rushers in the first round, being like, hey, we can't win unless we get to the quarterback or affect the quarterback. So I see a lot of like Dolph mentioned, no wide receivers in the top 10. I see a lot of these offensive guys being pushed down. So teams at the bottom of the first and back up to the top of the second that need offensive help, they're going to get a lot of good talent way later than they normally would just because of the team's needs that they need there.
Yeah. I think they better come in and hit on the talent because if you look at each one of these teams that have multiple picks, all of them lost a significant amount of talent in free agency. So, especially Cleveland. So, I mean, they got a lot of shoes to fill, and they can't just come in here thinking they just grab a player, right? They're going to have to grab a player to actually come in and say, hey, this player is going to be here to help build this team for the future. Because, like I said, a lot of these players that they lost, these are experienced players. These are players who actually contributed to them to their success and their system success. So they better come in and grab players that actually they can build around, having a huge upside and possibly be, day one players.
Hey, fellas, we got a question from the chat from family member. Can y'all talk about Caden McDonald? All right. For those who don't know Caden McDonald, he's listed. He's a 6'3", 326-pound defensive lineman from Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Yes, Ohio State. Some quick attributes about him. He is an elite gap control defender. He does have some pass rush. He uses a bull rush. Now the thing with him is when that initial bull rush is stopped, his motor kind of shuts down. So he's gonna have. That's what scouts want to see from him. They want to see consistent effort from him. When that initial move is stopped, go to something else. That's why you got to keep sharpening your tools, man. Areas of improvement. They say he tends to play too high, which causes issues with leverage, and also causes him to fail to hold his gap, and that would definitely be a problem in the NFL. And he also has blocking recognition. They say he sometimes struggles with recognizing blocks and gets into bad positions, requiring him to rely on athleticism to recover. They got him as a third round selection, but with first round upside if he improves his technique. His best fit, they feel, is a maybe a nose tackle or a tackle in a 3-4 defense. But that's the skinny on Caden McDonald.
And he seems like he's all over the board. I know in moving the Chains mock draft 2 weeks ago, they had him to the Bills in the first round because of the Bills' need at nose tackle, switching to a 3-4. And like you said, he's also fallen down because of those questions about him. So he's one of those intriguing, I think bottom of the first is good for him for a team that can take that swing on a boomer bust guy. He's not going to be Cowboy said, the top Jets aren't going to take him because they need to hit a home run. They can't take somebody who's not fully there. But I would love him to the Bills at the bottom of round 1.
We got Australia in the
and
house.
when you talk about Caden, what's going on? Who that? Ian?
Yeah,
Ian from
Ian.
Australia.
Oh,
hello,
yeah,
mates.
Ian. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but when you talk about Caden, right? You talk about a player with a huge upside, right? One thing about Caden, he does plug that middle, and he is one of those players that is hard to move. He is that nose tackle. He is that defensive tackle. His thing is he does have a few things that he do need to work on, right? He's not the guy that's that consistently plays on play after play. He's one of these players you do have to scheme around. He's not a 4 down guy. So he's one of these players that with time, yes, I can see him being that guy that could play full time in that nose tackle position.
All right. Now, Cowboy, you already talked about this. So leads us to our next topic, biggest surprises in round one. Coach Rock, we'll start with you on this topic. Every year there's like somebody drafts like, man, nobody had him going in the first round, or maybe a team trades up and gives up a ton to move up. So like, what's your biggest surprise that you think is going to happen in round one this year?
I ain't got a clue. You go to somebody else. I ain't got a clue, bro. I ain't got a clue. Because I mean, when you really, the last few drafts to me, when you really look at them, there's nobody jump out at you as that person that's going to just stabilize your franchise. So all of them are reaches to me. So it's nobody that really stands out. It's nobody that I could say might slip down. I mean, it just I can't answer that one. That's a hard.
It is, yeah. And predicting the draft is more of a crapshoot than even predicting the season.
Yeah.
Cowboy, do you want to take a stab at it? What's your biggest surprise in round one?
Well, my surprise coming into the combine was actually he actually came in and made a name for himself. Matter of fact, Mike Washington. He's going to
running back.
Yeah. Running back. He's going to say it one more time.
Is that the running back from Arkansas?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
He actually created a name for himself in the combine. But he actually was going to be my surprise because a lot of teams need running back or going to be looking for running backs. But if you look at it too across the league, a lot of teams are already pretty much stabilized at running back. But at the same time, I think he can come in, make some noise, and actually become an asset to a couple of teams, and actually come in and become a day one starter for somebody. I think Mike made a name for himself in the combine. He did what he's supposed to do. But he was my surprise pick. But I'm gonna have to go back and research it now because now I'm gonna have to pick somebody else to be that surprise guy.
Dolph, you any bold predictions for you in round one?
3 quarterbacks going round one. That's my bold prediction.
Dolph, you have a stealing? Are you stealing my notes from my screen, Dolph?
No, I'm saying
that was my note for my surprise.
Three quarterbacks go in round one.
But hey, the top 3 teams need quarterbacks, so that could very well be the case.
Browns got too many quarterbacks. They already got 5,
and they still need a quarterback.
They don't know what the hell they're doing. Knowing them, they might draft another one. So,
and get rid of the other 3.
Yeah, and get rid of the other ones. Yeah, I think there's going to be 3 quarterbacks. Listen, we sit here, we read everything, we listen to shows, we research, we do it. We hear all these mock drafts. We look at hundreds of mock drafts, and we see about certain quarterbacks now. How Ty Simpson is now the second best quarterback in this draft after just playing 15 games in his career. And there has not been a quarterback that has had success in the National Football League who has came into the league after playing just 15 games. So he is going to have to make history. Is he the second best quarterback in this draft? I don't know. But early in the show, we were talking about quarterbacks. We were talking about Garrett Nussmeier, Drew Aller. You were talking about who else coming out this year? Ty Simpson wasn't on there. Mendoza wasn't on there. But there was talk about this being, wait till next year's quarterback class, and they do it every year, and they're doing it again. They do it every year and they're doing it again. Wait till 2027, that quarterback class. What happened? So Drew Aller, injury and had, not the type of season he wanted. Garrett Nussmeier didn't have the type of season he wanted. At this time last year, if these two kids would have declared for the draft, they probably would have been the top two quarterbacks taken in the draft. Right up there. So I think there's going to be a third quarterback taken. The reason why that fifth year option is important.
Mm-hmm.
You think about it. It looks like, for instance, I'm staying home. I'm a homer. I'm gonna stay home. It looks like we hit with Tyler Shuck. The thing is, after year 3, we go, and if things continue to trend upward, we gonna have to start thinking about we got to pay this kid now. Because they won't have that fifth year option. That's why it's so important. And listen, a healthy Garrett Nussmeier, a healthy Drew Eller. I think those kids right now, they're being mocked as day 3 selections. You can get those two kids in day 3 of the NFL draft. I'm telling you now, whoever gets them, I predict that eventually those kids will at least be the backup quarterbacks to whatever team they go to, and eventually they will start in the National Football League.
Yeah. Dolph stole my thunder, but I'll dive a little bit deeper into that.
Let's do it.
I think if you look at the 3 quarterbacks, I look at the top of the second round, and that's where you see and look at who's at the top of the second round. You got the Jets who need a quarterback, but they're not going to take one where they're sitting at. So I see them as a perfect trade up candidate to the bottom. I see the Cardinals. They need a quarterback. They're the second pick of the second round. So I think Dolph's right. I think that 5th year option is going to entice those two teams to move up into either the really late 20s or the 30s, early 30s, to get that quarterback with the 5th year option, because Aaron Glenn needs to do something at the position. He can't just keep ignoring it. Geno Smith isn't it. And the Cardinals have a new regime, so they're going to have a fresh start. They want to have a quarterback with 5 years to develop. So I think Dolph's right, and I think that's how it happens. Like you said, the 5th year option will be the driving force behind those 3 quarterbacks coming in.
I have a question. I hear everybody talking about all these quarterbacks, but I think if this kid goes to the right program, he could be the sleeper quarterback. Dolph, I know you kind of been on that thing for us, the Senior Bowl and all. Taylor Green from Arkansas.
I love that kid. I love
thoughts on him.
Taylor Green from an extremely athletic kid, needs development as a quarterback. Cannot be thrust into a situation where he has to see immediate time on the field. Like you say, if he goes to the right coach in the right system, Shanahan, I'm just telling you, get him with the right coach who's able to help him hone his mechanics. The sky's the limit as far as the athleticism, but there's more to playing quarterback than just being athletic. Being a great athlete, you got to have anticipation on throws. You have to be able to throw in the tight windows. You have to be able to throw receivers open. So, but that's a good call, Coach. I still think, Coach, he's a day 3 kid. I think maybe in the 5th round, no later than the 6th round. I think you hear his name called. Now there may be a team that has maybe a team that has an extra comp pick. They may want to select him in the 4th round, bring him in, and hey, you can have a package just for him. That way you can get him on the field and let him, of course, work with the scout team as the scout quarterback. That's how you get those reps. That's how you get the try throws that you wouldn't normally try in preseason games or regular season games. So yeah, that's a good comp. That's a good call there, Coach. Very talented young man.
I like
still has a really good still has a lot of growing and development to do as a quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that, to me, he would be a great quarterback for a team that needs somebody that won't play, right? Like going to like, I don't know, like the Chiefs don't have a young quarterback. The Bills don't have a young quarterback. Taking him in the 5th round, sit behind established quarterback, learn from the best.
Yeah.
And then kind of do what they used to do, like what the Falcons did back in the day with Matt Schaub, right? They drafted him, developed him, and what did they do? They flipped him for some nice draft picks to the Texans after his rookie deal was up. So I don't know why teams stopped doing that. I think it was Belichick who said, I'm going to draft a quarterback every year. I'm going to try to develop him and trade him when he had Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Like that's a legit thing that seems like it went to the wayside. But I think a smart team, like Dolph said earlier, like smart organizations will see that with this kid from Arkansas. And they'll be like, that's going to be the guy we flip him in a few years for like a 2nd or 3rd round pick.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually think the kid gonna come in and surprise some people. I think he's gonna be more of just an asset to teams for the future. I mean, I actually think he can come in and actually compete. You know, I think a lot of people are sleeping on this kid because of Mendoza and Ty Simpson, but I think he's going to be he's a need for quite a few teams. And I don't mean just sitting there holding the clipboard. I don't mean just coming in and gaining reps in practice or what you call them? What'd you call them again, Dolph? My goodness. Just a guy on the sideline. I actually think this kid can be developed. Like you said, in the right system, under the right coach, can be developed in a very short period of time too. This kid here has a strong arm. You talk about mechanics, right? And one thing when you look at a quarterback, you look at mechanics. You don't look at the especially coming out of college, you know, into another level at the pro level. You look at what he does right? And the things that can be done wrong, that he does, that he makes mistakes on, that's stuff that you can correct. But the stuff that you see that he does right, the mechanics, the footwork, that's stuff that you build on, the decision making, the game management. That's stuff that you really home in on and decide whether or not, hey, this kid can actually be an asset to the program.
Yeah. Okay. And Dolph mentioned earlier, I'm going to talk a little bit of homerism here. I think Josh Allen ruined what teams can expect. What Josh has done, what he's turned himself into from what he was in college, has not been done in the history of the NFL. I was like, his completion percentage was horrific in college. And look at him now, he's up in the upper 60s, low 70s. But teams see that and be like, oh, we can do that. You can't draft for aberrations, for anomalies, right? And that's what happened with Anthony. Anthony Richardson was drafted because of Josh Allen. Right? So I think that's kind of affected how teams look at quarterbacks. Like, oh man, if we can just do this, what the Bills did with Josh Allen, that's just not so easy to do.
Right.
That brings me to Ty Simpson once again. Ty Simpson, better passer, not a better. I wouldn't say a better all-around athlete, but he's a better quarterback than Richardson was at this stage coming into the league. But at the same time, he only played 15 games, and he kind of came back down to earth toward the end of the season. And hell, they couldn't even score against Indiana. So I'm just saying. I mean, again, it's the history, and I have nothing that I know. But man, you are hating on the. I'm not hating. I'm telling you factual. There is no quarterback in the history of this league that has came in this league with just 15 collegiate starts. It's hard to play in the NFL.
Yeah,
players who have been NFL, college greats in the College Hall of Fame have not been able to have sustained and successful college NFL careers. Hell, look at the Saints head coach, Kellen Moore, most winningest quarterback in the history of college football. He couldn't even become a starter. It's hard to play quarterback in the National Football League, and you go do it with just 15 starts. Good luck. Yeah. I'm telling you. What this reminds me of, and he was the number 2 overall pick, and I don't know why the hell the Saints signed him, but hey, Zach Wilson, I'm telling you, be careful. Be
Yeah.
So
careful.
I just looking up quarterbacks with 15 or less starts. Just here's a list of a few: Anthony Richardson, Mitchell Trubisky, Dwayne
Okay.
Haskins, Mark
Wow.
Sanchez.
Wow.
Is that a list of quarterbacks you want to be grouped in with, Ty Simpson?
We. We.
And out that group, the most success you'll have to say was Sanchez.
Yeah, I mean 2 AFC championship games,
Yeah.
but we also had the butt fumble, and then we won't even talk
I mean,
about
that's not saying he can't do it. He just might be that unseen talent.
It's hard.
I mean,
it's hard.
it is hard.
And
But the thing you look at too is quarterback smarts, right?
Right.
Typically make good decisions, right? Because you looked at Matt Ryan during his college years at Boston, you knew he was a smart quarterback. Wasn't the very best athletic wise, but you knew he was a smart quarterback. He makes the right decision. Kind of question that, coming to his latter years here in Atlanta, but at the same time, early on, he was that guy that you say, okay, he has good football head on his shoulders. And a lot of teams look at quarterbacks for that.
Right. Listen, good head on his shoulder. I'm not disagreeing with any of that, but there's nothing takes the place of experience, man.
Yeah, Matt Ryan, you have some experience.
Being put in those critical situations, those third downs, those full downs, last play of the game, and it's 4th and 16. You got to make that big throw. You got to make the right read. You got to avoid the sack. You got to roll out. You got to keep the play alive. I mean, all that comes into. And let me say this: Todd Simpson's a hell of an athlete. He ain't no stiff back. He's a hell of an athlete. He's a good athlete. I think he's underrated as an athlete. But at the same time, it's just those 15 starts. And like we say, Mark Sanchez had the most success. But you go back, them Jets teams won because of defense and despite of him. He was protected. He was protected.
Let me plug in this too, guys. That nobody talks about in college football. With this new NIL stuff and these kids jumping different colleges, let's just use my boy from Atlanta and Dolph. I might start off under Dolph as a quarterback and be getting great leadership and getting taught very well, learning my progressions, how to read, how to do my drops and my steps.
Yeah. And
then somebody get in my ear, agent get in my ear and say, hey, man, let's go somewhere else for some money. I might wind up with my boy in Atlanta and teach me all the wrong shit, and I just ran for the money. So now I come from a system where I was learning really good to now I'm in a system where shit, I don't know what the hell, I'm caught up in two situations. And a lot of times these kids don't get all that together, and it's just so much because nobody's standing to be taught in the right system. It's just, where's the next NIL deal coming from? Where's my next big money coming from? And they're not hanging around sometimes with the right coaches, man.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So, Coach,
go ahead, dog.
Yeah, Coach, I'm glad you said that. Guys, I don't know if you were aware, but our president has signed an executive order imposing new NIL and transfer rules in college sports.
Wow.
So here's the new rules. Here it is. A 5-year participation window for athletes who play 5 seasons, 5 for 5. That's it. You won't be able to petition for a 6 and 7 year. You won't be a professional in college. Next down, crack down on fraudulent NIL schemes defined as payments above fair market value tied to athletic performance, particularly through booster collectives. Okay, that's that. NCAA directed to implement rules by August 1st of this year under threat of schools risking federal funding if non-compliant. I'm going to say that again. Schools risk federal funding if not compliant with the new rule. Increased funding mandates for women's and Olympic sports with protection against diverting resources from non-revenue programs. In other words, you can't just give the money to Ohio State football team. The money has to be spread to women's sports and Olympic sports, track and field. Now, some may have a problem with this. Me personally, there are a few tweaks I make, but only being able to transfer once. This past season, if I'm not, and I forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe that there at one time I heard that it was over 2,000 players in the transfer portal.
And where the hell all them gonna go?
And where the hell were I love this rule. You can transfer one time. So when you transfer, you better make sure you transfer to where you want to be. Ain't gonna be this because we got kids now who done transferred the last 3 years.
Everywhere.
They play here this year, they there next year, junior year, they here, their senior year, they there. Put an end to that. Listen, I agree. I like where it's going. I see where it's going. I like that it's saying money to be distributed, NIL money to other sports besides football. So that's just something I wanted to bring up in case our audience and the panel wasn't aware of it. But yeah, I believe it passed yesterday. But it was announced on the 3rd, April the 3rd.
You really got to do your due diligence as an NFL coach and a scout, man, to go back and look at as much tape on these kids because they're moving so much, man. Absolutely. And like I say, the whole thing is now with the kid, they don't want to compete. They come in and other kids better, they're running off because somebody else, hey, you could get more money over here, or you could go there. And running there ain't always the best thing for you, man. You know what I'm saying? Just running for the money ain't the best situation for you all the time. And that's what they're doing, though. And you don't really know what you're doing until you do your due diligence to see, like, really, what is this kid about? Like, from the play to the attitude to the work to the grind, the whole thing about him, I gotta know, man, because I don't want a kid to come in here with a shitty attitude and because you don't start now, you putting your head in your ass and you feeling some kind of way because you did it in college. You know what I'm saying? You ran from this place to that place just because you felt you should have started when the coach said, hey, you just got to put a little more work in. Hey, you just got to clean this part of you. I mean, you just running to somebody getting your in. All these coaches come and say, hey, what they offering you? $1 million, I give you $2 million. Money ain't always the best situation or the best thing for you, man. All money is not good money, as they say. So as an NFL owner and the scouts, you really got to do your due diligence on these kids and really go back and look at them from top to bottom, man, overall of the character, the player, the person that I'm getting.
Yeah. And you hit the nail on the head, Coach, when you said that a lot of these players do themselves justice when they only look at the money as opposed to looking at how they are actually developing and learning. Right, they running from a situation where they're actually learning. And a lot of the kids don't like constructive criticism. So when they get called to the sideline and get critiqued on their play or their style of play or whatever, or get corrected, a lot of them take that negatively. And then next thing you know, they're in the transfer portal because they didn't like what the coach said. They do themselves a disservice because I see a lot of players running from Deion Sanders. And the thing about Deion Sanders, like him or not. And I know we got to get back to the draft, but like him or not, he is developing not just a player, right? He's developing a young man. He's developing a student. He's developing a player. So you talking about all around developing your child or developing your young student to a part where he can succeed, not just on the field, but in life. And to me, I would gravitate to. I don't want nobody just looking at me for my athletics. I get it, but at the same time, you got to develop as a person, and I hate to keep throwing a man under the bus, but he actually needs it. James Pierce Jr. If somebody had took that kind of time with James Pierce, I don't think he would be in the situation where he's in today. But at the same time, too, you gotta want that type of attention from your coach. You have to be receptive to it and not just be looked at it as something being negative. Or when you get critique like that.
Right. Can I say one last thing before we move on, Lawrence? I understand everything you guys have said, but also there are different circumstances too. Some of these kids are get offered life-changing money for themselves and their family. So we got to understand that too. So we understand that we're not blind to that fact. But we're talking about those who, you transfer once for so-called changing money for yourself and your family, and then you go transfer the next year again for maybe well, we'll give you 50,000 more, 25,000 more, 100,000 more. Hey, you just transfer. When are you going to develop? You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you did take the time, first of all, if you pick the right school with the right coaches, and let me just say, all the best coaches are not on the Blue Bloods. All the best coaches in college football are not on the Ohio States, the Michigans, the LSUs, the Texas. There are great coaches all over college football.
Absolutely.
You can now be seen anywhere you play, on anywhere. Your games can be seen, live streamed, live on TV, tape delay. Your family can they can record it, go to dinner, record the game, come back and watch it. Anything. There's no excuse for that. I understand about getting your bread. Get your money, but once you get your money from one institution, you can't transfer no more. And then Gotti Boy Speaks said, like Georgia does, they give their entire class an NIL deal, but if you transfer, you got to pay it back. And I'm with that. You want to transfer, you ain't gonna take our money and then go no. Let me get that back out you, and you go.
Let me get that back on you, bro.
Let me get that, all of it. Let me get that back out you. Go ahead on and get that card from mama. Let me get that card back from mama. And take your new deal and go get a new car.
There you go. There you go. And that comment came from the Texas boy who also does content online too. He just started this year. We've been talking to him so long about starting the platform. He finally got started. I'm always on his show too as well.
Congrats, man. I got to have him on, man. I got to have him on, man. Give my info.
Yes, sir.
The other effect of NIL, we haven't discussed yet, is just we're talking about this and move back to the draft. Is the underclassmen have been halved. In 2001, there was over 100 underclassmen who declared for the draft. They're barely over 50 this year. The NIL is having the impact of those players that realize I'm not going to get drafted in the first day or two. I'd rather stay in college, get paid more than I would in the NFL, and try to improve my draft stock.
Smart. Yeah.
Players are becoming smarter in the sense of, hey, there's 50 less players in the pool that used to be in there from underclassmen.
Yeah.
And that's a big impact on the draft as well.
When you consider that money, you have to start finding players that's playing from their heart, that wants to play. They got their heart in the game too.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they start making this money and start losing the will to play. Stop doing the things that's necessary to be successful at the next level. So the player that can keep playing with the intensity of moving on to the next level and the money becomes a secondary to him being successful in the NFL, then I mean those are players I'd like to look for.
Most definitely.
All right, as we get ready to put the bow on our first weekly wrap here, we all have our own favorite team, so I think it's a great chance now for each one of us to look at our team heading into the draft. Free agency is pretty much done. Draft needs are pretty set. So we're going to go around the table. Everyone will discuss their favorite, the team they root for and what they think they need. So Coach Rock, we'll start with you. What do you see the Chiefs needing heading into the draft?
Mine's simple. A whole lot of prayers. Whole lot of prayers. It's plain and simple with us. We hoping our quarterback will be back day one. If not, I mean, who comes behind him? We receiver, line help, secondary. I mean, there's a whole lot of prayers and a whole lot of wishful thinking, man. We don't have enough time for me to go into that, but just pray for us, man. We get right. Next person.
All right, Cowboy, your Falcons. A couple big first-round rookie pass rushers last year. One of them, who knows what's going to happen with them. So does that change how you think what's going to happen for your Falcons?
Well, we lost a little bit more than that pass rusher for the next season, or possibly the season after that as well. But Ian Cunningham, who's probably one of the smartest, if not the smartest, GM in the NFL right now. You say one of the youngest, smartest ones. he's successful at what he does. I mean, he goes out, he gets draft not just players, but draft picks, draft capital to build for the future. But we don't have a first round pick this year, which is going to make it kind of strange. It'll be interesting to see if he will be able to go in and get a first round pick, because we got 1 second round pick. I mean, second round pick. So 1 second round pick. So hopefully he'll be able to put something together that we're able to move up into first round. And even if he doesn't do that, he can always couple those 2 picks and move back to gain even more draft capital. But I'm looking for us to go in, grab a wide receiver first, offensive lineman second, and hopefully we'll be able to keep building like we've been doing. We got a lot of first year players, free agent players that can come in and actually be a solid piece and actually compete for a starting job for the 2027 season. And that's what I'm looking forward to, because he's found a lot of guys that's very good at what they do. But this year we lost our first pick to the Rams. We're looking forward to see if Michael Penix can come back and actually be a starter for this young team, because I mean, I like the young guy, but truthfully, him and Tua, these two right here, I think they're going to actually be competing. People are saying Tua's going to start, people are saying Penix is going to start, but my opinion, both of these guys are on borrowed time. So whoever wins this competition out is going to be quarterback number 2 for the 2027 season. But I think we're going to go into the 2027 draft looking for a quarterback. But as of right now, we got to keep building in the trenches, keep building defensively on that front line with a big nose tackle. Offensively, we need a couple of offensive tackles. Our offensive line, they are solid, but at the same time, they are getting up in age. So we have to find some solid pieces to put behind them. But with that being said, my personal draft pick choice that I like, I mean, I would exhaust all capital to go get Ruben Bain, man. I keep talking about this kid. I think he's a game changer. I think this guy here is one of these guys that could can take our defense and our team. He just adds to the team pretty much. Offensively, as once before I said, Kenyon Sadiq exhausts all sources to go get this kid. If we can't get Ruben Bain, these guys here are generational talent. They come in day one contributing to whatever program or vision that you have for your team.
I got one question. One question. I want the cameras on Cowboy for the answer to this question.
All right, let me put them up.
Why in the hell did y'all let Keenan Ellis get away to the New Orleans Saints?
That's not hard. That's easy. We let Caden Ellis. Now, granted, Caden Ellis was probably a backbone to our defense and what we got done last year. 57 sacks. I don't remember the number that he had, but I think he had 5. But it's real simple, guys. It's building toward the future. It's Ian Cunningham way of getting control of this cap that we're under. You see what we did with Kirk Cousins. He's trying to get us up under that. And the way he did it is all these players that are in here that are that has age on them, that has these multi-year deals, double-figure multi-year deals. I mean, these are guys that are becoming expendable on our team right now. And for what he did, I guess he's figuring that he can go in and get 1 or 2 players that can play for not even half of what Caden Ellis did and still give us the same production. Now, granted, it's one of those moves that you got. It's like the draft. You don't know what you're getting, right? But at the same time, he said himself, bringing in 1 player, you just don't replace a Caden Ellis with just 1 player. You got to do it with 2, and he's done it with 3 players. So I mean, Ian Cunningham has done his job, guys. I mean, people don't like to say it, but we are in a rebuild. People don't like to say that, but we are in a rebuild. When you fire a general manager, a head coach, and the head coaching staff, you are rebuilding, because the general manager is going to come in and scrap whatever the previous regime did to put his own stink on the program, put his own foot on it, put his own mark there. And Ian Cunningham, a lot of people don't realize what he did since his time in the NFL as a general manager. When he did it in Philadelphia, he rebuilt that program in a matter of a couple of years. It didn't take 4 or 5 years like most programs do. And see, the reason I don't I'm not doing a schedule prediction or record prediction this year is because when you fire, like I said, when you fire a general manager, you fire the head coach and all of his staff, there have only been 4 teams in the history of the NFL that were able to come back and actually compete in the playoffs. There's only been 4. So I would like to say the Falcons will be number 5, but at the same time, I'm being realistic about it. And people know how I do. I keep it real. I'm not looking for us to go out and make the playoffs next year. It would be nice for us to do it, but I'm not looking for it. I can talk it up, but me,
okay, I can't let you continue with that. You are in an infinitely winnable division that the Buccaneers have gotten worse.
Yeah.
The Panthers are still counting on Bryce Young, so that's awful. How can you not have a hope of making the playoffs next year? In that division, you have an easy path to the playoffs. You're 500. You got a chance to do it.
I'm not saying we won't. But you look at, excuse me, when you look at these players that we have now, there's no chemistry there as far as the team as a whole playing together. We have a lot of new pieces in here. We got 2 quarterbacks, and Coach hit on it earlier. One good at the top, bad at the bottom. The other one bad at the bottom, good at the top. We got 2 to make them 1. But Tua gives us that hope. He gives us that hope. Playing against the NFC, Tua was at 69%. Last year he was 88% against the NFC. And those are games that count. But he gives up that hope. But we got to see how Kevin Stefanski, who I'm kind of still sideways on, not particularly, real trustworthy on. We got to see how he implements this thing. We got to see how he implements his system and his team and this culture that's not really real receptive of him. So I'm going to refrain from, giving him my blessings, so to speak, and to see how he puts his system together. But we do have the pieces offensively. We do have it.
Boy, them Falcon fans, it is Resurrection Sunday, though, bro. It is Resurrection Sunday, baby. It is Resurrection Sunday. Lord bless him.
Hey, but I do know one thing, though. We're going to sweep them Saints.
And Dolph, so that leads great into you. Your Saints. You just
Listen, I was being good. I was gonna be good, but since you want to throw shots, let me first. Hey, you know the old saying: if you got 2 quarterbacks, you ain't got what? You ain't got one. So they ain't got none. They got 2. They got 2 handicapped quarterbacks over there. They got 2 left-hand Johnnies over there. But the reason he is not giving a record prediction this year, because I kind of finally got through to him. Me and Coach kind of finally got through to him. He tired of being wrong. He pick him every year. He pick him every year to win 10, 11 games and win the division, and they always fall short of his record prediction. And listen, for all my Falcon fans out there, follow my brother Cowboy, because he does a great job on Atlanta Falcons Fandemic. That man will have you eating out the palm of his hands with the sincerity and the vigor that he explains to you. Y'all just heard him explaining to us about the new GM and how the new GM rebuilt the Eagles. Not Howie, but the new Falcons GM is actually the one who rebuilt the Eagles. So I'm telling you, look, you got the right man. They'll follow Atlanta Falcons Fandemic. Now let's talk about my Saints. And yes, they swept us last season. Let me see. Am I worried about that? Nah, because I guarantee you won't sweep us this year. I tell you that. Listen, we were in the rebuild. We were 6-11. And we still only finished 2 games out of first place in the NFC South. So, Lawrence, you are correct. It is a winnable division. And for Panther Nation, congratulations on making the playoffs with an 8-9 record. Hell, you damn near beat the Rams in week 1. I got to give you a props for that. But please, man, come on, man. The NFC South football just has to get better than the NFC South. So
absolutely,
talking about my New Orleans Saints, man, it looks like we have found our young quarterback, to lead us into the future in Tyler Shuck. Hell, he surprised everyone, including his head coach. Now,
he didn't surprise me.
The best thing that happened for Tyler Shuck was him not starting last season. Him going to that practice squad and being able to develop. That was the best thing that happened to him. The New Orleans Saints just on 9 games. Now listen, there was great skepticism. There are now people who are on board with Tyler Shuck, part of Who That Nation, and a lot of you ain't here right now looking, but you were bitching and crying and moaning when the Saints selected him, number 40 last year. A lot of you were talking about Jackson Dart or somebody else, whoever. You didn't like him. Man, he's injury prone. Man, look at that stupid throw he made in that game when he just threw the ball. Y'all were going off all that. Them were the same people at the end of the season talking about just shuck it. Man, shut the hell up with your fake asses. I'm talking to the real Who That Nation. Y'all know how I do. This how we do it. Listen, 2026, New Orleans Saints will win the NFC South. I ain't gonna make no record prediction right now, because hell, I don't know. But we may be doing it with a new cast of characters. DeMario Davis leaves. He goes to the New York Jets. I don't understand it. Please make me understand it. I thought he wanted to reign, but evidently there are other reasons. Maybe the Lord called him back to go to the Jets. I don't know. Cam Jordan is still the free agent, and there's no way in hell he'll ever put on that ugly ass black and red. So y'all can forget that. That ain't gonna happen. That damn sure ain't gonna happen. Now, here's the elephant in the room. The Saints reworked Alvin Kamara's contract with a kind of clause that's barely used in the National Football League, which dropped his salary cap hit down to, I believe, like $10.5 million. The thing is, right now, we're in limbo because even though he's under contract, the Saints have yet to fully commit to him being on this team. Now, last week at the owners meeting, the Pro Football Talk, they sat down with Kellen Moore and they asked him about Alvin Kamara, and he said, "Hey, he's on the roster." And Kellen Moore's favorite word for all you Saints fans and everybody who don't know is, you ask him about a player, and he's gonna, what's his favorite word? Well, we love Alvin. We love Cam. That's his favorite word. They love it. Well, if we love him, give him the damn money. Now, but I think with Alvin it's like this. I think it's gonna come down to him taking a pay cut, and it's gonna come down what happens in the draft. For instance, if Jeremiah Love falls and somehow, some way, the Saints select Jeremiah Love, I believe the Saints go to Alvin. Is, hey, take a pay cut, or Alvin Kamara retires from the National Football League, because I guess got to take the young man at his word. He said he would rather retire than go play for any other team in the National Football League. Which, by the way, if that happens to me, that would be messed up in this scenario. Alvin Kamara and Cam Jordan, to me, they deserve the right to retire as New Orleans Saints. They deserve the same right as Drew Brees had. Yes, Drew Brees led us to a Super Bowl, but I'm going to keep telling y'all, Drew Brees didn't win that Super Bowl. Y'all keep forget Tracy Porter won that Super Bowl. Tracy Porter won that NFC Championship game. Yes, Drew Brees had a whole lot to do with us being there, but let's not get it twisted. If Tracy Porter doesn't pick that ball off, we might not win that Super Bowl. If he damn sure doesn't get that intercept in the NFC Championship game, we don't get an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. But I'm saying this, the same way Drew Brees was allowed to stay and retire New Orleans Saints, it's the same damn reason the all-time rusher in the history of the New Orleans Saints deserves and should retire a member of the New Orleans Saints. That is my spiel, and this is the weekly wrap, baby.
No,
That's right.
You get a little emotional on that thing. I tell you.
See, next week, Dolph, I'm gonna make sure I let you go last. I don't even want to follow that up. Oh my God! I apologize to everybody. Dolph always brings.
We got on those bills. We got on those bills, Lawrence. Let's hear what them bills got.
The Bills got a lot of bad. The Bills got a lot of bad. I'll tell you. First of all, I'm not happy they traded a second-round pick for DJ Moore, a receiver that probably would have been cut to begin with. Especially when you look and see what the Steelers gave up for Michael Pittman, a younger receiver. They gave up, I think, a 7th-round pick. We gave up a second. And DJ Moore has had 2 years of down productivity. So we'll see what happens there. Brandon Bean, I think, is a problem, not Sean McDermott. And Dolph knows how much I hate Sean McDermott. I've wanted him fired for years, but he's not the one handing out awful contracts to players who are average at best. And we pay them like they're superstars. Dawson Knox being one of the top 10 paid tight ends in the league is a joke. But the Bills they switched defensive schemes a year after spending almost all their draft capital on defense. So what's going to happen again this year? They're going to spend all their draft capital on defense yet again. And players that were drafted to fit one scheme are going to have to try to fit a square peg into a round hole. Landon Jackson's awful. TJ Sanders was drafted to be a 4-3 defensive tackle. He's going to have to play somewhere along the front on a 3-4. So I have no idea what's going on. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills had a Chiefs-like year where we just fall off. We just face plant after so many years, kind of like the Chiefs did last year. And this is the Bills' year to miss the playoffs. And I think that it kind of needs to be that way to be a kind of a reset for them. Joe Brady is not the answer. His offense was stale. The passing game was horrific. Players that came to him had their worst statistical seasons as receivers. Amari Cooper hated it so much he retired after a year with them. He didn't even want to play no more. Stephon Diggs when Brady became in charge, he wanted out because he saw what was going to happen. Khalil Shakir became a screen guy when was an awesome downfield threat. So, yes, the running game is great, but I don't think Joe Brady can develop a passing attack. So I don't have much hope for the Bills, but Dolph, I'm not even going to try to follow what you did. Next week, you're closing out the show. But we want to thank everyone for joining us on the first edition of the Weekly Wrap. As it sounds, this will be the bow tie on every Sunday night. Somebody will be here doing the show every Sunday. So this should become a staple of your listening NFL pleasure. Obviously, we have the draft coming up. We'll be doing mock draft in a couple of weeks. We'll break down the conferences in the upcoming weeks. And then throughout the season, we will be that gap in between the Sunday night game and the 4 o'clock windows when they close. That's going to be our window. So we will be there every Sunday putting a wrap on things, predicting what's going to happen. Come on in Sports Network. You guys want to pitch your stuff. I know Cowboy pitch your show. We got people in here. Maybe they haven't seen you before. Love the energy you brought. So tell them about your show, my man.
Guys, first of all, chat, thank you all for joining in. Got quite a few people in here. I love it. You guys kept the chat alive. Fellas, as always, wonderful to share the stage with you guys, man. Like you said, every Sunday night, man, this is going to be a staple of your watching pleasure. Come in and get some insight. And this is what you're looking for, too. You're looking for people from different teams with different insight. And you tend to, get accurate knowledge, of quite a few things. So I'll say accurate research knowledge. So that's what it's personal knowledge. But at the same time, guys, this is for your listening pleasure. We're just fans here. We're just fans that put together a program, and we're family at the end of the day. But guys, stay locked in. And we're gonna get ready for this draft that's right around the corner, 2 weeks away. And we're gonna cover just about every team, every round, every team, and just about every player. So stay locked in, guys. You can follow me at Atlanta Falcons Fandemic on just about every platform: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Shopify. I'm still working on that one, but Atlanta Falcons Fandemic before your listening pleasure, guys. Appreciate you guys once again for having me on.
Coach Rock.
You can find me anywhere with smoke meal, anytime.
Dolph Jackson. You're muted, Dolph.
Damn, Coach talking about oatmeal made me hungry. But anyway, listen here, family. It's your boy Dolph Jackson. Listen, first of all, Cowboy talking about thank you for having him. He home. He's pulled to Come On In Sports Network. We all are. And we want to thank each and every single one of you for taking time out this Sunday to join us. As Lauren said, for the first initial the weekly wrap. We will be in that window between Sunday night football and the Sunday afternoon game, like Lauren said. Also, we will have wall-to-wall coverage of the NFL draft. Lawrence will have a pregame show prior to the draft, which will be followed by Cowboy, myself, and the entire Come On In Sports Network family. We will take you through the entire first round of the NFL draft, and then we will be back with you on day 2, Friday night, for rounds 2 and 3. We also do live streams here on the Come On In Sports Network, NBA, NHL, MLB, cricket, hockey. We do it all over here on the Come On In Sports Network. You can find me at the Come On In Sports Network. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's where all of us are. And you also can hit the links to get our personal channels. Coach Rock and myself, we host the Keeping It Real Who That Sports Podcast. Now, I know a lot of you saying, well, damn, didn't Coach, they just say Coach's team was the chief? Listen, every 3 to 4 years, Coach gets amnesia and he gets a new team. Right now, he just going through that Chiefs phase right now. So I'm not even worried about it. In about a year or so, y'all will see he'll have some more colors on. So you just got to go with the flow when it comes to Coach. And listen, none of this will be possible, man, without Lawrence. Lawrence reached out, man. He said, Dolph, I got an idea, man. I want to produce a show called The Weekly Wrap in this window. And listen, I thought it was an excellent idea. And listen, to any creators out there, sports content creators who are serious about your craft and are serious about growing with an upcoming platform, call us. Let us know. Reach out to the Come On In Sports Network. We're looking for talented people to bring in to be part of our family. I'm talking about everything: wrestling, boxing, baseball, swimming, track and field. It doesn't matter. Horse racing, Formula One racing, whatever. We are open to it all. Again, thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank my brothers here on the panel, and thank all my brothers. And once again, happy Easter to each and every single one of you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Wait. I got
hold on. I got to throw it to the host. I got to throw it back to the host, Lawrence. Back to you, Lawrence, and the crazy man down there in the black want to say something.
Now he want to say something.
Let me give a shout out to my baby girl, Amari Red Storm. She's 16, playing on the 18-year-old U.S. volleyball team there in Chicago on their way home. They went
all right.
Give a shout out to Red Storm national team.
Red Storm, baby.
There we go. All right now.
Baby. Let's do it.
Finally, he had a shout out worth listening to.
There we
go. Finally.
There you go.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us on the weekly wrap. We look forward to seeing you throughout the week and next Sunday as well. We'll be breaking down the AFC teams the week after at the NFC with a mock draft. And, of course, like Dolph said, all the coverage of the draft leading up to the best time of year in the NFL. For everyone at the Come On In Sports Network, we thank you for joining us and have a happy Easter. And as we always say, the door's always open. So come on in.
Come on in.